I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes. Not behind you, you will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Excuse me. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when it's this, you try somebody's secret? When you like, you try a secret? When you like, it's in public? What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try and you secret. When you like to try in private, they are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
We can't hear you, Kelechi.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I was just talking to myself. Biafrans all over the nations of the world, we appreciate you. We want to welcome you to this live broadcast of the IPOB joint media team. The gallant comrades are here and to actually discuss these facts that we have to discuss today. Today, we're going to look at critical things that concern us as a people, especially regarding being an intellectual or being a Nigerian. These are two things and two borders to cross. And of course, we have to understand that basically we are in the time of taking things by force. The violent takes it by force, and anything that stands on our way, we bring down. We are very sure and certain of the things we are doing this time, and that is why we're here today. We want to appreciate you, we want to welcome you. Today is the 6th day of January, and of course, the weekend of the first week of the new year, 2023. And we know that you are having a good time, even if we are not happy, because Martin Nambikano is still incarcerated and still held down. But we know that wherever you are ready to do anything, whatever order is given, whatever instruction is given, you are ready to go with it. And that is the spirit of joining what we're doing. We appreciate Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has been piloting the affairs of IPOB and of Biafra people, and we appreciate you Biafrans for your supporting Mazi Simon Ekpa and everyone in the pursuit and in the fight for freedom. We appreciate you, the gallant men of the ESN. We appreciate you, everyone out there contributing your resources and doing all the bits you can to make sure that this action, comes to a logical conclusion. And we appreciate you too for being here, for watching. Please, wherever you're watching, just share this broadcast on all your social media platforms and get the people to join you, because the truth is being preached on all our platforms. We have them Truth Survival platform, we have them Biafra Voice 247 Mazugo's platform, we have them Biafra Sunny TV, and we have others as they come. We're going to name it Mazi Raf's platform and all of that. We're all here today to look at this critical thing, and especially the particular meeting that was held in Finland, basically to use it as an analogy and expose the doctrines of the evil ones against the mandate of freedom, which they cannot defeat. Thank you all. Thank you all. We appreciate you. I want to first time introduce my comrades here. Mazi Chooks Survivor, please quickly say hello to Biafrans.
Fellow Biafrans, thank you so much for joining us on another program today. I say Happy New Year to every one of you who is able to make it up to this point. We are in the year of freedom, as you all know. And as we have succeeded in entering the year of freedom, count yourself blessed and pay attention to the things that are going to be happening. As we have entered into this year of freedom, our freedom is sure. No man born of a woman can take our freedom for us. Just like my brother have said, the kingdom of God suffered violent, and only the violent won't take it by force. The time has come for us to take it by force, and we will do so. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We're going to take it by force. Thank you so much, Mazi Chooks Survival. It's really interesting that we have to do what we have to do, basically for our people. Mazi, we'll go. Please just say hello to Biafrans.
Yeah, and they will. Thank you so much, Biafrans. I greet you. Like our leader always said, we will always remain resolute. We know they look back. We are going to get Biafra. We are not looking at how many people we are, our numbers, or the multitude. It's not important. The only thing important is that there are people that are willing, even if there are two that are willing and they are going to get Biafra. Any other person that might decide tomorrow may join, and maybe by the time you might decide to join, Biafra is already here. We are going to get Biafra. I greet every faithful Biafrans. I greet you. I greet our spokesman, Simon Ekpa. I greet you, Mother, and their chairperson. I greet our media team. Una they try, una they do and well. Una they give it to them woto. And every faithful Biafran that has been here all this while till this moment, I love you all. We are going. We are not stopping. No matter what thing happen. Our move, our motor they move, no get break. And if anybody block road, we go crush them. And we crush them, we go still they go. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much, Reference. You see that we are determined to take our freedom. Every time we talk, we tell you we are moving, we are taking it by force, we're not relenting, we are moving, and that is the mantra. The water program is effective and maximally going to be carried out to the later. So we're not backing down, we are set. So Mazi Sani, please say hello to Biafrans. Mazi Sani, are you here?
Hello. Is my because where I am is not okay.
Are you sure that's Mazi Sani? Because your phone has changed. Okay, please go on.
Okay. They will Muchineke and in the house. I salute you all from my end and from Mazi to Survivor. They were Mazi 247. They were Mazi Sonne. They were and every other Mazi that will be joining us. And everything, we welcome you to this very day. and as so it is show and they see stop us from achieving Biafra, not today, not tomorrow. If we stop what we are doing, they will kill us all, and that is why we are not backing down. Promax. Kudos to our leader who has made himself the sacrifice for us to be amongst the people that can still speak for freedom. Kudos to the interim leader, Simon Ekpa, standing in as the spokesperson of Biafra. Kudos to Obu others and their team. And kudos to the gallant men on ground, to the Biafrans back home who are doing everything possible for us to go forward. And good to that group, whether you shout Biafra or you don't shout Biafra, but as far as you are fighting one night, you are destroyed against the will of them destroying us. I salute. So keep up the fire burning and keep up the faith. For as long as Biafra flag is flying, as this generation remains, we are not backing down, and in no time we'll feel the heat of Biafra in a different dimension.
Thank you very well. Thank you very much. And in fact, that's the truth. We are fighting for survival. We are fighting to preserve our generations and generations to come. That is why we're fighting. If we don't do it, we are all going to die. So we better face it and get it. And that is why we're here. Now, we want to tell you, Biafrans, you are set to hear from us regarding especially the gang up against Mazi Simon Ekpa, as we listened to the analogy and analysis from the video that he has played recently, yesterday, 2 days ago. The videos have been coming out, and you have been seeing the, funny thing, my comrades here, one thing I want to say here is that I've listened to those things about twice now. I listened to it the first time, I listened to it again the second time. I begin to wonder how these people reason. But basically, that's that mindset to me, and that you are either a Nigerian or an intellectual. Because when you listen to their argument, you just wonder how lame and how terrible it is. And that is basically what we want to look at here. And now, before we look at that critically anyways, I'm going to play a particular video that will actually prove the kind of spirit we have as Biafrans, and which we didn't find in any of those men in that place. But I'm going to play this video because it's from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which actually spells out why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said we have only women everywhere. And of course, he's and his use of the word women is not because he's targeting the gender, the female gender. No, it's metaphoric, just to, just like, figurative, to express a kind of weakness, not because he's targeting the female gender. Now, that's particular. I want to compare it to this particular, then we take it up from there. But before I do that video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let me play this video of a particular lady. I know we have seen it, we have watched it several times, but I want us to pick, a kind of spirit from this particular lady as a force to impute in every Biafran to understand this is how we are supposed to be. This is our original nature, but here we are, we have depreciated because of the subjugation and suppression and because of our desire, selfish ends. And that is why what played out in Finland played out. So before we go out, before I begin to call us to come in and wade into this matter, let me play that video of this lady first, and then I'll play the one of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's watch.
Of Biafra.
We've lived in the north for so many years, and the reward the Hausas could give my poor father was to kill him. He was the first man killed in the May massacre. After being chased for some few yards, they shot at him, and then when they got him, they had to slice him into two, like, when you want to slice your bread into two. A human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Oh my. I want us to discuss the spirit of this lady first, before we go into the other segment of looking at these people in Finland and in relation to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Let's discuss the spirit of Biafra, of an average Biafran, and their courage and all of that in this lady. Now, I want us to look at it critically. Mazi Chuksobal, I know you have in mind, watching that video, something is coming to your mind, especially looking at that lady, looking at her body language, looking at her language and everything. It seems something about Biafrans that we are lacking in this current generation. Please, can you say something about that, please?
Thank you, my brother. When I watched that video, I've watched it several times. It brings tears in my eyes, and it takes me back to the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu you just talked about, when he was talking about not having men anywhere in Biafra land anymore. That was a young woman there speaking with her head up. And you hear the story she told, how she lost her parents. In her own presence, her own parents were sliced into pieces in her own presence. And there she is. She's there standing and fighting. You see, sometimes when you see some people who are taking another direction, who are doing things differently from the way we are supposed to do it, you begin to wonder what they are waiting for. Are they waiting for their own parents to be sliced in pieces before they will take action? Are they waiting for it to happen to them directly before they will take action? It is so sad. But when you look at where we are coming from, look at a woman in a war front, in a war situation. She is standing and saying that we will fight until the last man standing.
Wow. In spite of
she doesn't have her father there to be with her. She is fighting to take vengeance for what has happened to her. And she said, there is no going back. And how do you compare this when you see in this generation, when you see men who are supposed to be men, talking in a different language? Speaking a different language, when they see that the deceit is very clear. We've come a long way, the deceit have been coming. They talk about opportunity. Opportunity have been given to these people to repent for a very long time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu several times gave them the opportunity to have a change of heart or do things differently. Starting from Oduduwa, he gave them the chances. They refused it. Instead, they brought death. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took the same step, gave them chances, they threw it away, and they brought death. And they still want us to begin to play on that same direction today. It is not possible. It is not possible. If that lady if that lady can speak in that manner, as at that very time, 1967, and the death and killing continues up to this moment, 2022, and you standing as a Biafran, you are not angered. The anger is not yet invoked in you. I don't know if you are human. Calculate how many years from 1967 till now, and this lady, with the kind of death she saw, speak in that manner, and this killing have continued from then up to this moment as we are talking. And yet you see men trying to look for a cheap angle to follow. You see men pretending as if they're not seeing what is happening. May Chukwu Okike have grace on them and give them the opportunity to either repent or tell Chukwu Okike what they were doing while we were trying to save our nation. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Courage. We see courage in the charisma of that lady. I don't know whether Mazi Ugo is here because I'm going in the line clockwise, the way it is here. Mazi Ugo, you see, there's something about courage that makes people get what they want to get. You see, we can look at that in the book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, when God says to Joshua, be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Now we can tell of a truth that in the midst of the war, this lady was talking like she had the answer in her palms. What do you say about that?
Well, if you Kelechi, I beg, if you go fit come out this logo, it's too big.
All right. Let's go. Yeah, I think I have to.
Okay, now when you look at that, our sister, what you go see, no be anything but boldness, courage, the spirit of Biafra that will never die. That video happened. I think that video happened long ago, maybe before 1960.
That's 67 during the war. Also,
Okay.
During the war. Yes.
If then somebody like that woman was there, what about today? We need people like that, which we cannot see. That was why you see Mazen Nandekalo crying. I cannot see any man but women. But I must tell you the truth that if Mazen Nandekalo happened to find women like that, our sister, he will not even ask you for 100 men. If Mazen Nandekano, had he get the opportunity to get the people in the spirit, women in the spirit of that sister, that lady, that Biafran that spoke, 10 of them, I believe Mazen Nandekalo would go. Because in that woman, I see Gideon, I see Moses, I see Joshua, I see Caleb, I see John the Baptist. Today, where are they? Our men have chosen to become like wherever the wind blows, ooh, they go. Ooh, they go. We cannot even make or take a decision for ourselves. We dey depend for waiting somebody can tell us. They tell you today, you don't know that if Obi win, he will give you Biafra. Hey, Obi is the answer. Hey, Tinubu is a good man. If Tinubu becomes the president, he will favor you. Nobody go break your businesses. He will not allow, Tinubu is the head of Alaye. He will not allow Alayes to destroy your business. Hey, Tinubu is the man. Fools! Our people are not ready to take the bull by the horn. But this time where we dey, it no matter whether una ready or una no ready. It's either you join the moving ship or you go, the water go swallow you. It's either you join the moving train or that same train will crush you. All the multitude that followed the children of Israel into the wilderness in the name of going back to Biafra, to Israel. Do you think they did not make it to Israel? They all were crushed by the same God that brought them out. Today, the children of Biafra are moving. We are in the Exodus movement of the Biafrans into the Biafra land. If you think you have the power to stop Biafra, I want you to think again. Because this spirit that is moving is spirit that has no break. It will crush you, like I said earlier, and after crushing you, it moves on. The spirit no get break. You know they look face. You know they look for favor. You know they look for person. You know they look personality. The spirit is on the move and always on the move. And this spirit is not ready to look back or to break or to stop until Biafra is actualized. It's a very painful thing that we are no longer talking about Biafra. We are talking about things. Like a saying that said the big mind discuss things, average mind discuss people, the great mind discuss faith. We are now the little big mind and average mind. We discuss things like I see Shady today again making headline with Simon Ekpa because he need people to be attracted and come to find out what he's doing. Simon Ekpa has become the reason why so many people today are in the social media making names for themselves in the name that they want money. She did know it very well that he has fallen. I went there, he would not allow me to speak. Had it been I would have asked him, why didn't you say, don't speak, don't, why wouldn't you make the headline like, Simon is a liar, don't listen to him? He went and made the caption something like, stop spreading lies against Simon Ekpa, so that people will see it and believe he is now saying something good about Biafra. We are all now, everybody now is discussing, how do we benefit? How are we going to benefit? We are not even asking ourselves, how do we make it to Biafra? Nobody is speaking of Biafra. They are now, it's either Kalon Takalo, it's either Nandi Kalo wife, it's either Mazen Nandi Kalo family. Useless people with useless set of minds everywhere.
So,
you see, we have to discuss Biafra, discuss Mazen Nandi Kano. Thank you.
Our focus definitely is that we have about 58 days to go. And that is why we want to impute strength in every Biafran to understand that our focus, as you said, Mazi Mugo, our focus here is to get Biafra. Not all these distractions, all these unnecessary trifles, and all these, bogus and stupidity that we see around, that men choose to gossip and misbehave, even on the internet, than to face challenge and face the concept of freedom, like this lady. Mazi Gaddafi, what do you have to say about that lady? You're welcome. We can see you there. I hope you can hear. We're looking at this lady factually because we want to see how do we analyze and look at the spirit right now in the people, that are supposed to be championing the cause of their own freedom and the generation to come, in line with what this lady and her ruggedness, her resilience, her zest, and everything expressed in her approach to the fact that she was being questioned, even in the midst of war. What do you have to say about it, Mazi Gaddafi? Please take it up from there.
Thank you. Sonny, why are you smiling? Have you eaten a lot of female dog? Thank you, Biafran people. God bless you. This is what we are called for. Thank you for coming. I also bless all the people that I asked to join us this side. I have seen a lot of them here. Thank you for obeying. About that woman That woman is the people that reincarnated some of our women, some of our own mother today. Because we have similar few of them now today working in an autopilot. What I want to say is that the courage of that lady is out of this world. A person that witnessed slicing her father into two did not give up. She saw what was done to the father. In her presence, she witnessed it, she saw it, and that didn't move her. She was not wailing and crying. She was not waiting like DOS for the father to come out from grief to tell her what to do. The death of the father built her courage. The death of her father made her more powerful. The death of her father taught her that these people are not human beings. They are worse than animals. They are carnivorous animals. They are kind of people that you cannot be with. If you see the boldness in her, not even a man, a woman that witnessed when the father was sliced into two men, and you see that kind of boldness, the kind of courage, the kind of strength, the kind of power, you know what? She knew that the only hope is Biafra. She said something that even if it's one person that is remaining, Biafra will surely emerge as a nation. I take that to those political errant WhatsApp group of Igbo people in Finland. I begin to look at their way of reasoning. I draw from what the meeting they had, from what I could see there, I saw nothing but selfish interest. I saw nothing but people that are worse than devil himself. I begin to ask, they did not kill their parents. They did not kill their family. They just see the thing they caused by themselves to use it to stand against what we are doing. Now, if this kind of person who witnessed the slicing of his father, of her father into two, can speak this kind of courage, and just because the Nigerian state and DOS orchestrated the killing of our people during the sit-at-home, the people just looked at it as a very genuine reason, as a good reason for them to fight against the freedom of about 80 million Biafran, because 5 people, as they count, died, whom they pushed out. They begin to ask, who are doing these killings? And Methuselah released a video that these are the people they are releasing the day of sit-at-home. Still, they keep on asking, which people were doing the killings? When the DOS released a video of people on training that they want to release them in the days of sit-at-home, and autopilot did not show any video that these are people that are coming to enforce sit-at-home, but they show us the video, people that are coming to enforce sit-at-home. Still, they're still asking, who is doing the killing? Now, they did not witness any. They just told them, they carried the news along, thinking they have gotten a good evidence to stand our freedom. And the same way that this lady is speaking, in the same way, is the same spirit in autopilot. Autopilot, we are saying, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Both these flavors with mixed blood that mistakenly found themselves in Finland, gathered in their WhatsApp group to fight against what we are doing. Whatever they are saying does not matter. We are speaking the language of this lady who witnessed the atrocity, the way the father was murdered in the cold blood. Still, she stood on her ground and said, come rain, come sun, nothing else, only Biafra we want, and Biafra we must get. So the same word, the same strength I am drawing from this woman to say, we seek for Biafra, Biafra we must get. Regardless of what the WhatsApp group of Igbo people in Finland are saying, because I don't see them as people representing the Igbos or Biafran people. They are just a WhatsApp group. They are just formed themselves in a WhatsApp group, which that what they call their chairman is the head of admin in that their WhatsApp group. So that is the way I see them. So listening to whatever they are saying is just wasting of time. We speak the language of this lady, that Biafra must emerge as a nation, and the nation must be established this 2023. And God bless you.
Thank you so much. You know, you have just said it critically. You know, looking at this lady, the lady is the focus. Now, that is why I have these two videos are going to be playing and looking at these people. You know, talking about the people from Finland representing Nigeria, and talking about this lady representing the intellectuals. Now, of course, so that there's a difference between an intellectual and a Nigerian, and that is clearly put in the fact that an average man does not have this faculty of reasoning. Their faculty of reasoning is in comatose. Because what's being an intellectual is somebody is that part of the intellectual, intellectuality, that ability to reason, that part of the soul that actually knows, that process information, in contrast to the will and to your feeling, that part of you that feels. Now, I was telling somebody the other time, when I was pregnant, I said these are the kinds of ladies that you will have around you that would motivate you. You can imagine that if this lady was available now, maybe I'm going to just propose to her because of this. That tells you, the kind of, I'm telling you, yes, you need such kinds of women, around you. It reminds me of a woman in the Bible in Judges, we called Deborah. She had a husband called Lapidus, but she was courageous, and she took the battle to the enemy, and she won the battle for Israel. And that is why we have to understand that we have many of our girls now, who are in Abuja now, putting on G-string and going to meet all these allergies, collecting money. And here is a lady like them who is talking courageously. Now, Mazi Sonny, I don't know whether you are there, because we have to look at it critically here, and you have to take it to another dimension in your own perspective. And Mazi Sonny, are you here? Okay, he's not here for now. So we're going to go on the next segment. Now, we're going to look at these Nigerians from Finland who were, because we want to actually express two kinds of people and tell Biafrans to choose who they want to be and how they want to operate and how they want to behave. So it's very, very important that we make them understand. We present the two cases to them. Are you a Nigerian or an intellectual? An intellectual understands that they need freedom to succeed. But a Nigerian feels that they need to be subjugated to survive. And so we want to move from that realm of survival to the point of success, which means succeeding in the realm, in the dispensation, or in the forum of freedom. And Mazi Sonny, I was trying to ask you your perspective to this lady. You can imagine this lady being your wife, Mazi Sonny. No, she can't be your wife. She has to be my wife. And you can imagine this lady being my wife, and she's talking this way. How are you going to feel about her?
I dey follow you, they shine teeth. Means I don't forget what you do. The day where the thing go do me for mine, I go wish you scatter. I dey follow you, they shine teeth. Means I don't forget how I kill my people. The day when the thing go do me for mine, we go do saka saka. Now, this is the message that should connect the dots about the video that we just watched, because we smile and then we decided to cohabit with one Nigerian people, or the Fulanis and the terrorists in numbers, and even the Stooges and the spoils of war, which are the governors and the senators and the rulers and leaders that we have in our communities, who have decided to be slaves to the paymasters even to this very day. Means say we forget what they do us. So anytime we scratch us, they will collect woto. That is why, since the children of Biafra were not well taken care of, that cry that lady cried long time ago reignited the fire in us. The question people should ask themselves is, this lady gave us a message, which we have to use it to connect the dots of yesterday and today. And the message is that in 60s to 70s, that Fulani cut us to pieces with machete and knives. And that in this very day as well, it is the same tactics that has been put together to continue the annihilation of the Biafran people. So where does this take you to? Does this take you to the continuation of a contraption with the sole aim of obedience and its confusion, taking the minds of Igbo brothers and sisters in Finland, or taking the minds of Ohaneze Ndibo, or taking the minds of Igbo World Congress, or taking the minds of Igbo governors, taking the minds of Igbo senators, taking the minds of Igbo traditional rulers? Because you people just listened to the video that Mazi Simon Ekpa played yesterday, and the old media is bombing. What if we release the ones where we don't even know about? Where you go enter meeting, you go the year person they tell Mazi Simon Ekpa, say, you're working for Tinubu, but obedience is there, and you did not hear anything coming out like, what are we going to do to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? There is nothing of such. The only thing is, why are you trying to stop Peter Obi from being the next president? The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that they push forward and then they said they have rallied support around him, they have abandoned him. And none of them is even talking about how do we control or confront the terrorists that are killing our people day in, day out in the communities. You cannot hear any of those kinds in any of those meetings that were held. The only thing that you heard from those meetings are, why are you trying to distort obedience ambition? Why are you trying to distort our plight of Igbo presidency? When they have really understood that Igbo presidency cannot give them anything, but yet they want to wallow in this ignorance with this self-denial that they have decided to become part and parcel of them. For how many years? When you listen to that lady, you connect many things. You connect courage, you connect the synergy, you connect the hope, and you connect the aspirations. You now also connect the dangerous diversity that has been from time memorial to this very day, which is not different from what you are seeing now, which is the reason why we are fighting and we continue to fight to make sure we are free, which is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is behind bars. Because if they use machete and knives to cut you to pieces in the 60s to the 70s, and they use the same machete and knife to cut you to pieces in the 20s and 22, what is the difference? And why are you still looking for the contraption to continue again? We have made it very clear that 2023 is no-go area. And we will not stop at nothing to defend our land, because we have to press every button. The woman.
Thank you so much. Biafrans, you have heard this, you have heard it, and it is very important for you to understand what that woman represents. You have heard from our comrades, and of course, factually laying out the facts. And one thing you have to understand, Biafrans, is that the courage that is needed for this movement and this fight is in the fact that you have actually accepted the fact that we need freedom. Once you accept the fact of freedom, it simply means that the spirit of Biafra is in you, and the spirit of Biafra has imputed what it takes to get it. Because if you don't wish it and think about it, you can't get it. So as much as you have connected to the fact that freedom is very critical and important, it simply means that there's something inside of you that is deposited that would bring that freedom. And that is why you must begin to look at yourself as that lady and connect to it. And I want you to understand, just like Mazi's Sonny have said, saying now, talking about cutting you into pieces and all of that, I want you also to remember that the cutting of that man into two represents the disconnection between Nigeria and Biafra nation, the end of that contraption. So she witnessed, she saw it with her eyes, she saw a painful, had a painful experience by that cutting. Now we're going to the next segment where we're going to begin to now analyze these facts, especially in the kind of mindset we have about these people who are fighting Biafrans. Why did I say they are fighting Biafrans? You see, one problem that we have is that most people have thought that because they are fighting Simon Ekpa, they're actually fighting Simon Ekpa. They don't know they are fighting Biafrans. They're fighting over 70 million people. And that is what they don't understand, because they think that talking to Mazin Simon Ekpa, calling him for meetings and all of that, he's representing himself. That is why they were able to go for Mazin Namdekano, thinking that he was alone. Because when Mazin Namdekano asked for 100 men, they thought he was alone, because they thought that everybody around him has betrayed him. So if he's asking for 100 men, the best men around him are the only people he had, and they have been able to bribe them. So it means that he had nobody else, and then they took him, not knowing that they actually were taking everybody, and the action has begun. Now, I'm going to play this particular video, and then we're going to use it as a means of analyzing the Nigeria mindset in contrast to the intellectual mindset of that lady. And then we can now look at it critically, judge every matter, and then you're going to hear from the comrades here the facts. Now, Mazichuk's survival, you're going to take it from here now. As soon as I finish playing this video, you're going to take it from here. Now, what we want to see here now is how much of resilience can endure and extract from what that woman has expressed. But we want to look at the other side of the coin, where we see the negatives to understand the risk of those negatives. Now, the first person I'm going to be looking at here is that man called, there's a particular man in that video of Mazi Simon Ekpa, whose name is King Kennedy or something. Also, he was putting on a white stuff also, and he was saying, he admitted that in fact why he's talking about this is because of Peter Obi. And now we're going to be coming from that angle to observe and to critically reason along the line of why are people reason so shallow, in this shallow level. So let's play this video. Biafrans, Oduduwa people, all lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world. Watch what Mazin Namdekano said here and take a lesson from it to understand what is happening right now.
Because what I am saying on Abumanyamini, our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men. Until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I'm tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which I owe to the living. That is why Biafra will stand, and Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And we march. The rest can come later on. I no longer give a damn. The disgrace and the insult is too much. We must go and meet our enemies even if we have only machete and hoes. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and die with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. We must assemble.
Yes, welcome one. You all watched that video, and of course from that video we have so many things we're going to be talking about here that concerns us all. Mazi Chuk's survival. Before we go into the issue of Finland and the representation of Nigeria character and behavior in the lives of the people, and analyzing the concept of which we have to actually create the divide between that and what that woman actually said, you know, and the courage of that lady. Now, there's something critical I want us to observe here. First, I want us to look into. I want you to look at it critically. Mazi Chuk's survival. Who do you think Mazi Namikano was talking to in this video? From the analysis.
Thank you, my brother. From the analysis of the video, you see, when that video was made, the day it was made, I was watching the program live, and that very day, it was a kind of a mystery to those of us who were listening.
Yes.
Because while Mazen Nandekan was preaching that message that day, I was watching it live and listening to it live, and what was coming into my mind, I began to calculate how many people he has around him. I began to calculate how many coordinators he has all over the world. I began to calculate how many members of IPOB we have around the world. I began to check the closest people to him, the Department of Saboteur today, who have been sacked. I began to imagine. Then I narrowed it down for Mazen Nandekano to come out in the open. He said he have cried in the secret. He has prayed to Chukwu in the secret. That prayer he has been making in the secret today, he wants to make it in the open. And he said he's looking for 100 men. That was the very day Mazen Nandekano made it known to us that he has completed his assignment. That what is remaining is in our hands for us to move. But his hands are tied, and those who are holding him are very, very close to him. He has spoken to them in secret. He has talked to them in secret, but they refuse to listen. Mazen Nandekan was ready to march, but each time he was ready, he's getting ready to march, they would draw him back. On that very day of broadcast, if you watch that broadcast live that day, and you don't have a change of heart and you don't shed tears, you wouldn't know where you don't know what is happening to you. That was the day it was very, very clear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done his job. But people around him, they are holding him back. He went to the extent to tell you that I am tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my nation. I want to take vengeance and revenge the death of my people. I need 100 men. That very day, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, first of all, was talking to the people today who are claiming to know him very, very well. Some of them will tell you that they were there when he formed the IPOB, they hold pen with him. Some will tell you they were eating with him. Some will say they hold touch for him. Some will say they travel with him. They claim to be the ones who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will hand the mantle to. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spoke to them in secret, let us go. And they dragged him back. They always stop him. That day, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made an open call to you and I. That was the day the spirit of autopilot was activated. When he invited men from all over the world, if you know you are a man that is a man, come out. He said today, not tomorrow. If I have 100 men, I can move. That was the day the revolution we are talking about today was born. The 2023 vision that we are asking, this countdown that we are seeing, that was the day it was born. And that prayer he's made gave birth to Mazi Simon Ekpa. And when Mazi Simon Ekpa appeared, it became a different ball game. They knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was about to march. They knew very well. All those saboteurs knew. They knew. And Chukwu Okike, who he has prayed for, knew that if, you see, certain times when things happen, you wouldn't know why Chukwu Okike permits things to happen. You wouldn't know why he permits certain things to happen. It is when, as time goes on, you begin to find out why will Chukwu Okike permit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be kidnapped in the first place. I can tell you from the things that are happening now, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was still around with us, it would be difficult for us to make a headway. If you look at it critically, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was still with us, this department of saboteur, the wall they have built around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be broken. It cannot be broken except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu give a little space so that that wall will be broken. And that was exactly what happened. And that is why I tell people, the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be touched. He did his assignment perfectly well. And today, the man on board, Mazi Simon Ekpa, has come to open the cankerworm. Every one of them, you cannot have. 2022 was a time of revelation. Every single secret you want to know, every lie, every hidden agenda was brought to the open. If you are a Biafran today and you are still pretending not to whom to follow, you are the worst enemy of the Biafran people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a call to you and I to come out. And today, the autopilot is born. I can tell you the autopilot have more than 1,000 men. And we are ready to go. No man born of a woman can stop the coming of Biafra. The mandate we have is the mandate of Chukwu Okike. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pronounced this mandate on that very broadcast. The day he said it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left his comfort zone. He left the comfort zone. He was no longer talking about the department of saboteur that surrounded him. He made an open call to the autopilot. That was a call for autopiloted people. Come out if you are able. That I don't have any men around me. Nobody around me. Nobody standing with me. And after that call, I can tell you, Mazi Simon Ekpa was born. An autopilot themselves. You and I that is here today. That was the call that brought us on board. And this is one reason why I see people who still listen to the Department of Saboteurs. I don't know why this very clip alone, after playing it and hear the cry of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you have no reason to listen to any idiot that has been around him within those times. Because they have nothing to offer. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear to you that I have nobody around me. He said, I have spoken in the secret. I am now talking in the open. If you are able, come out and let us go. And if I have 100 men, I will march. It was a clear call to you and I. And it was a clear revelation to tell us that the people who have been around him have built a wall and they have nothing to offer. That's what I have to say for now, my brother. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Mazi Ugo, see, from the perspective Mazi Chuks' survival is coming from, you can deduce that there's a connection between, you know, what Mazi Nnamdi were actually looking for and what he already had. The connection here is that it was not, it's just like a square peg in a round hole. He actually had wrong people. But I want to get it now. This word he said, if not that Chukwokike sent me on this mission, I will not talk to any one of you. He didn't say some of you or some of you. He said, I will not talk to any one of you. Any one of you. Please, can you tell us, Mazi Ugo, who are those?
Well done. Well done, Kelechi. You know, we always leave.
Please, before you go on, please hold on. Michael Okoro White, just listen. As you listen, you'll get the answer to your question. The Mazi's Chick Survival actually answered it, but you'll still get it further as Mazi Ugo goes on. So please go on. Sorry for that interruption.
How many of you? Okay, sorry. The thing be say, we always leave the bomb where mess go there, hit them for head. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says so many things about people that we know, but we pretend he is talking to the thin air. Not only this, this is not only statement. If not for God, I would not have been talking to any of you. He also made a statement talking to people, talking to somebody, talking to some persons. You are living in Kuwait. You don't want to leave. You are building. Will Kuwait give you Kuwaiti passports? Will they give your children passports? Can you buy a house? And so many rest of them. He don't talk so many things. And all these people, they there, and they talk. All this while, I need 100 men. Do you think you have a company and your company, your director is doing well, and every day you go to work as a director general and your general manager is there doing well, and whenever you call meeting, the board meeting, you will speak and they address them all. I need a general manager. Is it possible? If you will speak before before the board that you need a general manager, while your general manager is sitting right there in your front, that means he is not there. He's just like I don't know, just a present, something to be there just for being sake. But the truth is that he is there, but he is not there. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu done the crisis. I need 100 men. I need 100 men. I need 100. Not on one occasion. He don't talk them so many times. We have them, the media. We have them, the DOS. We have them, the HOD. We have them, the exile men or whatever you call. There are many factions. We have them, command and control, power control. We have them there. And this man is still asking you for 100 men. How many people do you have in DOS? Are there no more than 100? How many coordinators and zonal directors and managers do you have? Are there no more than 100? How many of them are there out there in the media? Are there no more than 100? And he is still asking for 100. That means you are not existing in this thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. That means you are here, but you are not among the people he needs. And these people has been there. He said, I need them that are born for this thing we are doing. The people that are called. No be everybody wey carry Bible go church, you. No be everybody you see for pulpit they preach, he be pastor. If he call himself pastor, but he no be pastor, God know now. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu know say he has been a man alone. And he come tell you say, if no be say God call me into this thing, I for no dey follow you talk. Who in dey talk to? Na me? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never know me. He has never had anything with me. I believe most all of us here now on this set, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has never had anything, any conversation, any relationship, any interaction with anybody here. Abi, he don't get with anyone where I don't know. So how can he stop talking to you when he have not spoken with you? He was talking to the same people that has been with him, that are with him, that has been discouraging him, that has been making him to taking chances. The same people that when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu carry better plan come put for table. See with these plans, Biafra is here. Someone go tell him, Mazi, but he knows say if you follow here now, somebody go die. If you follow here, this it at home, people go hungry. When they go hungry, they go call you bad name. All these are the things they always bring to the table. That is why they never and would never and can never like anything Simon as spokesperson of Biafra today is bringing to the table. Sometimes I will sit down and begin to think, how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu don't they carry these people along? Despite when he carried them 10 steps, they go see carry them back 100 steps. Still, they carry them, they go. To tell you the truth, if not that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in the Zoo prison, had he been he's in a prison like UK or America, I wouldn't have been bothered. Honestly, I will be celebrating him there because he will get the rest he needed. Because this man has been crying for rest. To the point, you know, fit hide again. He come out, come tell you say, I dey cry for waiting my people they do. Ikagulam, he said. What I am seeing, the mema about, I'm crying bitterly. If you anytime you listen to this message you just played now, if nothing happened to you, if nothing touched you, I tell you the truth, you are not a Biafran. You are not amongst us. You make you just they go your way. Because that message is the beginning and the end of his broadcast. Everything they inside there. You don't talk and finish. You don't need anything again. You don't need to ask who are the 100 men. The 100 men he is telling you about. He is tired of asking for 100 men. He is tired of asking you to come out if you are among the 100. He said, even if it is only me, I am going. When you are ready, join me. Because when he was calling for 100 men, somebody like me, I was there laughing at him. Shooks was there doing, every one of us were busy doing our private businesses. We never showed interest until now. So when you hear him say, I am tired, we must go, even if it is stick, stake, bullet, gun, anything, hoe, cutlass, we are going. Whenever you are ready, join us. That is why you will see radical people like Shus, like Gaddafi, like Kelechi, like Okonkwo, like every other person, like other people that are not even in the media team. There are mad people that are too radical, more than all of us here, outside there, crazy about Biafra. They are the ones that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, We are going. Join us if you are willing. And everybody that is supposed to be willing, that is supposed to be in this, are now ready. And we are all moving together. And nothing is stopping us and nothing will stop us. Thank you, Mazi.
Well, Mazi Gaddafi, there's something that Mazi Go said. He said that the discouragement made Mazi Nnamdi come all out to speak. Now, I want to ask you, Mazi Gaddafi, just probing into the mind of Mazi Nnamdi in relation to the voice that you heard, you're just sensing from his voice, what level of discouragement and what do you think he was discouraged about that would make him come all out and say and make that statement? If not for Chobike, that I'm called this, I am not going to speak with any one of you, but I need 100 men. We go. What kind of discouragement would make a man of that status to speak the way he spoke in that video? You are muted. I think you need to unmute here.
Thank you very much. Likewise, me. I was just saying it a while ago in my program. I said, left for me, I will allow these people, I will allow Fulani people to torture them. When Fulani torture them, so that they will know the importance of what we are doing, they will be the one to come and send for us, say, come and defend us. It happens in the Bible, in the case of Jephthah. They keep insulting him, but there came a time the elders of Israel went to look for him. You know, it is very, very frustrating when, when you are doing all you can to help your people, all you get is frustration. Frustration is all you get. You can see Mazi Simon trying to help, trying to defend the land. You know what it takes to make sure that the land is being defended. Still, the people that you want to defend are the one crucifying him. It's discouraging. It makes you to feel, man, I feel like giving up. You feel like giving up. You ask, are these people not human beings? Don't they know what is right and what is bad? You've been doing your best, offering your life. Most of us now cannot comfortably go to zoo, go to Nigeria. We cannot. Most of us here now, we cannot comfortably travel home. Doesn't mean we don't have people home. We do. But we are here doing all we are doing, and the people are the one frustrating you. There are people the one that sees your error. The people are the ones seeing your wrong. The people, you know, it's frustrating, man. When you look at all these things, you feel like giving up. You feel like, okay, if Fulani want to kill them, let it kill them first. Then they will now use their hand to say, please come and help us. So it's only when God, likewise me, I was telling somebody today, I said, I have different numbers, a lot of numbers. People think I got joy of getting those numbers. No. Sometimes I feel like giving up, feel like stepping aside. I change number. So in fact, let me just face what I'm doing here, forget all these things. I change my phone number. Before you know it, you see, those numbers you change, the people that won't know the old numbers still know the new ones. When you want to give up, something, there is unseen hand that keep dragging you back. You understand? So when you, man, if you've been facing in this frustration, you will speak like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You look your left, you can see Igbo World Congress are giving us this pressure, back down, back out. The Eflefus in Finland are their own, OB group on their own. Then when you look at it, is it not these people we are trying to save? Is it not defense of our land? Is this? Where did these people come from? You feel, in fact, they could make you to faint, even your strength. their attitude can remove strength from you. It takes grace for you to keeping on. Then you look into the OS, the people that you are doing the same thing with, they are the one say sit at home for our own good. They will say don't sit at home. You begin to ask, who are these people? Where did they come from? If it's not God, man, I would say, let us allow Fulani to hit them. Then when they hit them, they will not choose whether they need us or they don't need us. But if we do that, what about the people that will go down for this experiment? Because it's deadly. Then just think, if there was nobody like us, what would have been the fate of this struggle today? If there was nobody like ESN, your name would have been changed to Ali Modu Sharif or Ibrahim the Musa. I'm telling you, somebody can decide to beat you mercilessly, but they will remember that you have a senior brother, you have backups. You understand? They will feel like, man, if I touch this one, these people will definitely come. They look at Benue State. They see if we hit Benue, nobody comes up. You see the way they hit Benue. They now go to Yoruba, Oduduwa land. They feel they can run over it overnight. Where have you seen Buhari deploy the technologies in the north? And I can categorically tell you that every governor in the north is the commander of Boko Haram. And they are defending their own. Gumi come and tell you that Boko Haram and the bandits, they are warrior. But your people are the one that invite military to come and kill you. You that are defending them, my guy, is frustrating. You understand? These other people are defending their own. Even as bad as they are, they defend their own. But you, your own people who are supposed to defend you, who sees the good work you are doing, are still the same people that bring military to kill you. Guy, it's frustrating. So if I were like somebody like Mazi, Simon Ekpa, me, Gaddafi, I would have given these people 6 months. I would lock up. I would not even talk. I would not. Everything will die down for 6 months. They will hear the heat. Then, no be human being, the one that remain alive, will come and beg and say, come and help us. Come. They will pay transport. They will pay their flight. Go looking for Simon. Because apart from Simon, no one like him that can just come up boldly, call us terrorists, we don't care. Call us anything, we don't care. You and I know some issues, like as Sonny Akbara was said, just because we are not to make it open. Of which, when the different people will hear what human beings gather up, the kind of pressure they are giving, forget about this struggle. And forgetting about this struggle, we are telling Fulani, come and kill us. You ask, where does these people come from? Are they really human beings? Did they still have brain? It's frustrating, my guy. Ejiofor is he tagged himself the most trusted, but he's the one that betrayed Mazen and Dekano. When you look at it, you ask, where does these people come from? Look at the OS, the most confident of Mazen and Dekano. They're the one betrayed, they're the one destroying things. Even the closest human being in his life come out to cap careless. You ask yourself, where did these people come from? Who are they? Who give birth to these people? From which spirit they use in molding them? Are these people really human beings? It's frustrating. Even you, my Kelechi, that is here, there are a lot of things you are trying to do well, and you see the most closest people around you will be frustrating. You ask, is it this thing I'm doing? Is it for myself? Nah, if this is for cash out, there will be no place we can call our own. So, guy, it is frustrating. So if Mazen Nande can say, if it's not God, I call that message lamentation. You yourself, you have faced each and every one of us. We have faced one or two. I would say, if it is not God, man, I'll just lock up. But one thing that I cannot explain, one thing I don't know, is there is always unseen force. Even when me, Gaddafi, decided to step aside, there is always a force that draws me back, which I cannot even explain. Because maybe we are called for this job, for what we are doing. Some people call it a game. Some people call it business. But we call it a service to our side and to our nation. So you don't count the gain. You understand? You don't count the gain. You focus on one thing, even in the hunger. Likewise, you can use your last card to buy data, to do whatever you want to do, to make sure that this message are being preached. And you also starve yourself not to be compromised, no matter what they present before you. You got to do this job. And you see, the same people that are with you inside this job are cashing out with it. Do you think if you want to cash out, we cannot cash out? But we choose not to, because we know what we want, and we go for what we want. And when you move, you can see the people dragging you back. I see this Biafra journey in closing. This Biafra journey is like a cart and a horse. The horse job is to drag the cart. The cart job is to drag the horse back. But above all, the horse always moves the cart to its destination. Meaning, if they don't want to follow us, we will force them into war. And we will force them to get this Biafra. And if this war becomes the last option, we are already ready for it. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, thank you for that submission. In fact, the one thing you said here is, probing into the mind of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, when he was saying these things, we all here, of course, can attest to the fact that he was actually discouraged by the behavior and actions of this world. And of course, you said that even every one of us here, because of the way we are operating, we can't even travel. And that's the truth. In fact, let me say, today, this afternoon, my grandmother was buried. I'm not there. I'm in exile. And I wish I was longing to be there, because this is a grandmother that I said when she dies, I know what I will do. But I couldn't go there because of what we're doing. So because that spirit pushes us. Now, Mazi Sonny, you see, just like what Mazi Gaddafi said right now, the spirit, that fire, just like what Jeremiah said in Jeremiah chapter 20, that when I felt like quitting, I felt the Lord had deceived me, and I felt deceived. And when I felt like quitting, there's fire in my bones that makes me, want to go and, of course, continue to do what I have to do, and then, of course, so now there's something critical now that I want you to look at, Mazi Sonny, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now said in this particular video also, based on the discouragement and everything. He said that my obligation to the dead outweighs that of the living. Oh my God, that was a heavy one. It came. He said when he said I'm tired, I want to carry arms and fight. My obligation to the dead. Please, can you say something about what you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually telling us?
Thank you, Mazi. My obligation outweighs that of the living. My obligation outweighs that of the living. That means we are not just fighting because of the people that are actually alive now. We are also fighting and doing everything possible to make sure that the death of the 5 million and more that were massacred, line up young men and women and then butchered to pieces does not go for nothing.
That means their spirit should rest in peace, right? By giving them justice.
No, not for their spirit to rest in peace. Their spirit will continue to fight and to hunt their killers.
All right.
Until we get to Biafra. So, what he is doing and what we are doing outweighs that of the living, because we have lost too many men. And when we remember what have happened to the people that have been massacred, we cannot let it go just like that. That is why we must continue to fight, and we will continue to do it, because we have not gotten to that destination yet. And until we do so, we are not going to stop one bit. Now, when he cried out and then said, our men are weak, lame, imbecilic. You're welcome. Thank you. I can't imagine having this kind of men and taking them to war because they are not ready. And then he called on Chukwu Okike to give him men that can speak, men that can defend, men that have courage, men that can gladly do anything without fear of any kind, men that could stand and then sacrifice, men that can stand the test of time. Why? Because he spent from 2012 that he started to 2021, he could not find any man amongst the over 200 and something DOS members that he has all over the world. So he had to cry out for you to know that amongst all the people that are working with him, he has not found one, not one. He has not found not one. He was crying out for Chukwu Okike to understand that he has moles surrounding him. He was crying out because he also checkmated the time of Wazirike. He checkmated the time of Wazirike from that time until when he had to break out of Wazirike to now stand and then form IPOB. And then since he formed IPOB, some of the people that were in Wazirike Masop, they came and then infiltrated IPOB and continued the moles in sheep clothing, and continued the wolves, and continued the suckling of his blood in a systematic manner. Oyendu was making us to understand that if we keep quiet, that the level at which they are killing us, all of us will not even have the breath to say anything tomorrow again. When he shouted and said, how can we say we have over 70 million Biafrans? And then he has not been able to find one that can stand and reject money. He has not been able to find anyone that can gladly come out and then do what he is doing. And when you checkmate everything that Oyendu said, you see it play out now that he was kidnapped and he is behind bars. From all that have been following him, from his second in command in DOSO to the last, you see that all of them derailed and then they went for Peter Obi, they went for one Nigeria. Even the one that came out and said, I am the most trusted of it all, Ejiofor, which nobody in this life would have ever thought that Ejiofor, being the lawyer, a confidant of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, could be the biggest eye of one Nigeria inside IPOB. Oyendu was crying because of what God had shown him in the spiritual, amongst the people that surrounds him, that he needs help. And Chukwu Okike answered his prayers. He answered his prayers by making sure that all of you here now emerge. By making sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa came out from nowhere. And when you listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa, he told you, when I was the leader of the Igbo Union in Finland, and whenever we were having New Yam Festival or Yam Festival ceremony as Igbo traditions, we ban, or I ordered the banning of Biafran flag into that place. Why? Because as at then, one Nigeria was still singing very deep in his brain. He told you, I have canvassed for Peter Obi and I spend my money. All of you here have sacrificed for one Nigeria in one way or another. The day people will know the areas that I have sacrificed for one Nigeria, people will be shocked because they will not believe me, because I prefer to play a low profile. Now, what are we saying? Oyendu had done same. But a time has come where you cannot continue to be playing Mugu at the expense of the lives of your children, women, brothers, and sisters. If Martin Nnamdi Kanu is behind bars, the people that told him we are ready to go for freedom now abandon him, and then they now go for Peter Obi. Now, they did not come back to ask themselves one question. Do you know that even if Peter Obi had come one day to meet Oyendu and say, Oyendu, before this kidnapping, before they went and planned this kidnapping, he came and met Oyendu and said, Oyendu, we all understand that all of us are Biafrans and that we need a common goal and we are supposed to go in one line unanimously to achieve what we want. Let us have a dialogue. Let us see how we can be moving with a synergy. If it means we using a political way, if it means we using corner way, if it means we using violence, if it means we using everything that we have and then fight, do you think that Onyendu would have said, Mr. Man, go and sit down because you are useless? No. He's a man that listens and then takes advice and then reason with you because he wants you. When he is online, he says, call in and tell us the way you think that I am not doing well in the Biafran struggle. Because we learn every day. He said, when you talk to me, we will come to an understanding and then I will learn something from you and you will learn from me. Who gave you the obedience a lot of you are running after today? That the Igbo leaders, the Igbo brothers and sisters, instead of them looking at where they are killing their brothers and sisters, are now talking about obedience. If they pain me, say, did they slaughter people? Did they line up the dead bodies of the children and women? And someone is not talking about the dead bodies, not even talking about the security of lives and properties, not even talking about Martin Nnamdi Kanu that is behind bars, but you are talking of the hopes and aspirations of Obi, which is hopeless. 2023 is the turning point. There were Mazi.
Thank you so much. You actually gave it there right on that. And the next segment, of course, Mazi Chus, I want you to talk on this, because it is critical. When Martin Nnamdi Kanu was talking about, because we're now going to Finland, we are going now on Finland. When Martin Nnamdi Kanu was talking about he needed 100 men, I think it's actually they actually thought that he was alone. That is those who actually came to bribe the people around him. Because they saw that he was asking for 100 men. So it means the people around him are people they can access based on the fact they've been discussing with the Ejiofor. And of course, he has told them that the people around him are people that can play ball. So, which means, and Martin Nnamdi Kanu knows that these guys are not trustworthy. So they felt that he was alone. He only had those people around him. And since they have gotten those people around him, they have gotten everybody he had. Now, if you look at it also related to what happened in Finland, if you observe when Mazi Simon said that it is not his decision alone, it is the decision of the people, the whole of Biafra. They were surprised. They were saying, are you saying that there are people who also are deciding, and all of the two are deciding that you have decided that there will be no election? And it was, yes, and they were just talking like they felt you are supposed to be the one who is in charge, and you are supposed to be the one who should make the decision. And one common thing I discovered is that when you find this one Nigerianist talk, when they say dialogue, they actually mean dialogue to them actually means accept what we are saying. Dialogue never means let's discuss and come to a reasonable conclusion. It only means accept what we are saying. And if you observe that discussion in Finland, in that meeting, that Igbo Union meeting, you discover that they are saying, we are calling you for dialogue here, which invariably they were saying, you have to accept what we are saying. That's what we are talking about, dialogue. So if we have really dialogued, it simply means that you have to accept. Now, before going into the issue of dialogue, I want you to come to that point now. Let's relate it now. Why do you think that these guys always think that when somebody stands on behalf of Biafrans, they are always alone? Because we can bet them, every one of us are behind Mazi Simon Ekpa. So if they're talking to him, they're talking to us. So why do you think they always think that they are always alone?
Thank you so much, my brother. That question you asked is a very tricky one, a very strong one. you see these people that we are dealing with. You see, these people, they have mastered their game so much that they have they've come with this. Whatever you see happening today is something that have been prepared for a very long time. And just like they have tried to plant some evil seed among us, and they made Biafrans to see themselves as enemies. The self-hate they have planted in the heart of Biafran people is so much. So many of us, we hate ourselves so much that we can do we can do anything. Sometimes, you see, there was a message I preached on my platform when I talked about putting a price tag on yourself. Be careful so that you don't put a price tag on yourself, because when you put a price tag on yourself, there must be somebody out there who will be able to pay that price, no matter how much it is. And sometimes you see so many of us who put a price tag on ourselves without knowing. Some people do it knowingly, some people do it unknowingly. As soon as the enemy sees a price tag on you, there is a price for everybody, and there is somebody out there who is willing and able to pay the price. So whenever you are doing anything as a Biafran, be careful so that you don't put a price tag on your head. You might put a price tag on yourself due to the way you broadcast. When you're talking about broadcast, the way you broadcast, the way you interact with people, you might be putting a price tag on yourself, but you didn't know. You don't know. And as soon as the enemy senses that you have that price tag on you, there is always somebody who is out there to pay that price and make sure that you sell out. You see, sometimes we do that. So many of us do that unknowingly. You put a price tag on yourself due to the way you respond to issues, the way you talk about issues, the way you respond to things, the way you do things. You see that it will be so exposed that people will see, the enemy knows you that this person can be bought over, that this person is not there. Even the people, the genuine people who are there doing the right thing, who doesn't have a price tag on them, they never go to them. They dare not make any attempt. They won't go. But there are those people who come, and you see, these ones that put their price tag on themselves, they will show themselves, they will showcase themselves and raise themselves up, and you'll be seeing them as lords. Most of the time, you see them as if they are the most important personalities in the organization. And they will place a price tag on themselves. And each time the enemy comes to attack, they know those people, and they will go after them. It doesn't matter the price. There is somebody out there who is willing to pay the price. And they will take you out. So when you see those people who are running around Mazen Nandekan in those days, and in the case of Mazen Simon Ekpa, there are people around them. People, when you see people, the way they do their things, the way they talk, and the way they present themselves, already you know that these people are people you can be able to buy over. They know. It's just like the issue of Judas. That Judas sold Christ. It is because of his personality. They know him over it. This is somebody who has a love of money in him. This is somebody who has been dealing with money. Anything that costs money, he can be able to go into it. And when they came to buy Christ, they know betray Christ, they know that he was the right person to approach. That is how Judas placed a price tag on himself without knowing. He did it unknowingly. That was why he went and committed suicide when he discovered that Christ was actually sold and Christ could not disappear when they caught him, because he thought that he would just play his trick. After they catch him and take him, then they cannot be able to take him, and he will now get away with the money. That is the same thing. And when I was listening to that very broadcast, that very meeting they held, the P2B group held with Master Simon Ekpa, when I was watching and listening to them, I began to think, I began to imagine people who are supposed to know better, people who claim to be intellectuals. You begin to see the difference between these people and people who are really, really the intellectuals we're talking about. And for you, let me say this, for you to be a Nigerian, for you to be a one Nigerian supporter, now this number one thing you must do, you throw away your brain. You will take away your brain. No matter how educated you are, no matter how civilized you are, you throw away your brain and put it in the dustbin. That is one quality you have. You wait for you. Make sure you throw away your brain before you begin to be a one Nigerian. The next thing is that you must be fraudulent. You must be fraudulently minded. You must be somebody who loves fraud. If not, look at the question they were asking Master Simon Ekpa. That somebody with all the knowledge they have, with everything that is in the public, every garden question they ask there, the answers are in the public. And you come and you're asking Master Simon Ekpa, who are those responsible for the killing during the sit at home? When even in the conventional media, the informations are there. about the people who were doing the killing. A policeman was fingered. And recently, confessions came from the death squad on what they were doing. These people closed their eyes towards that, and all their target was Master Simon Ekpa, to ask him who is responsible. Even when Master Simon had been crying on his platform on a daily basis about this very issue, they turned a blind eye to it. And one of them was even bold enough to come and say that he has been supporting Biafra, a hardcore supporter of Biafra. But all of a sudden, this time, it's about P2B. An educated person, a well-learned person, saying that you should keep Biafra aside. And then, if P2B doesn't win, you pick it up again. And he said it boldly. Said with hitting his chest, that is, and he forgot that this Biafra we're talking about, this is a fight that has been coming a long way. Since 1967, the war has been on and has never ended. It is from one stage to the other. Mazen Nandekanu came for more than a decade fighting for this until they kidnapped him. And today, Mazen Simon Ekpa is piloting the issue. All of a sudden, P2B that came out within some few months that you and I know that has no solution to the problem. Even if you engage them personally, ask them, how will Peter Obi top the what? How will Peter Obi make Nigeria work? How? They will tell you no. They will only tell you that it is our own man now. It is our Ipob person to let Ipob person go to the presidency. And you forgot that a Biafran was there before. Good luck, Jonathan was there before. Do you think that Peter Obi is much good-minded than Good luck, Jonathan? Do you, in your widest dream, think that Peter Obi has good intention more than Good luck, Jonathan? Obasanjo was. Ask my Oduduwa brothers, what did they gain from him? What they brought to them was death. Obasanjo killed more Oduduwa people when he was there. He fought against the OPC and other atrocities committed in the southern part of Nigeria. And how do you think that Peter Obi will come within 4 years and begin to change it? From where is he going to start? What is he going to change? Ask him a critical question on how to change the constitution, to change the constitution of Nigeria, which is what is holding everyone under the 1999 constitution. Peter Obi doesn't have a solution to that. He dare not mention it. And that is why I agree 100% when our spokesperson said that it is much more difficult to change the constitution than for us to break out from the Zoological Republic. It is much easier to break up Nigeria than for you to change that constitution. And you cannot make any amendment anywhere except you throw away that constitution, which is the most difficult thing to do. Master Samaneko made that statement and he said that it is much more easier to break Nigeria into pieces and people go their separate ways than for you to talk about changing the constitution, which is the truth. And yet you see intelligent people out there putting a price tag on themselves simply because you hear that Peter Obi claims that he's going to make a change. The London boy claims that he's going to make a change. A change that you, if you analyze it critically with your own intelligence, anybody that analyze within your own self, apply your common sense, analyze it, you will see that he has no solution anywhere. He's not going to change any situation. He's not going to change anything. The only thing you achieved that there was a time a Biafra man became the president of Nigeria. And I tell you, if Peter Obi succeeds going there, which I know the election is not going to hold, but if there is any miracle, Nigeria will be worse than it has ever been. You will experience more killing than you have ever found, and Biafrans will be more enslaved than they have ever been enslaved. There is no two ways about it. The major thing you have to know is that we Biafrans, we should stop putting a price tag on ourselves. As soon as you put a price tag on yourself, there is somebody out there who can offer that price, and you will sell out. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Steve Veron, you were asking.
Thank you, Kelechi, for observing that. Yes.
What do you do? You said, what do you do? How do you break up?
Imagine that question.
By bringing war to Igbo land. I want to make you understand something, that the call for breaking of Nigeria is not a call for war. But if you think it's a call for war, if you reason like the Fulanese who think that it's a call for war, then the sacrifice for that war is
Kelechi, I beg. If you would permit that person to come into this studio and tell us the solution to breaking away.
Yeah, you are welcome, Steve. Come in.
Let's just educate him, because for that talk alone, he doesn't know anything.
Take
So
the link
I just
and
want
come
to give
in.
him a simple.
I just want
to give him a simple answer. Now, let me tell you, the call for war is the call for breakup is not the call for war, but the way Fulani is reasoning it, the way you are also reasoning it, is call for war. So if you are going to look at it in the context of war, it is cheaper to fight a war trying to break away from Nigeria than to fight a war keeping Nigeria. That's the fact. It is cheaper to fight a war to break away from Nigeria than to fight a war to keep Nigeria, because you can count it. You can count how many of you have been killed. You can count how many of you have been killed. In fact, the truth about it, just like what Mazi Chuk's survivor talked about the Constitution. Do you know what it cost them to build that, to get to the point of that Constitution? It cost them the Abuja Declaration. Do you know how much they spent? In fact, IBB spent $21 billion. I said what they have spent to create that concept of the Abuja Declaration to the point where it came to produce that Constitution. So you think they'll give up that Constitution because of you? Because they want to give you resource control, they want to give you autonomy to secure a region? You are just wasting your time. So I just give you this little lecture so that you will understand that the cost of war to get your freedom is cheaper, far cheaper, 1% the cost to the cost of sustaining Nigeria. The war that is coming to you will cost you more. Mazi 247. I want to take it from here now, because they are always saying they saw Mazi Namikano thinking that he was alone. Now they all said from that video of those people in Finland, they thought that Mazi Simon Ekpa is alone. Now, what is the cost of fighting somebody you think is alone?
Like is the answer is out there, only that we always cover our eyes to the truth. To tell you the truth, if Nigeria had known that kidnapping Mazena and the Kano would have brought them into the destruction they are into now, even if British had known that kidnapping Mazena and the Kano would have landed them to this point of destruction, therefore no triumph. Therefore, no even triumph at all. They would rather beg Nnamdi Kanu to see if there will be anything like a resolution, like maybe agreement, accord, a political solution. They would have maintained talking with him to see if he would change his mind and accept any form of political solution. They would have preferred begging him than kidnapping him. They never knew. And why they did it was they kidnapped him simply because they believe, if we just kidnap him, everybody will go in house now, waiting. And they said it. I think, is it Lying Mohammed or Liar Mohammed, the so-called the one that told you they using Tapo to get him, the Minister for Justice or Justice, whatever you call him, Lying Mualami. I don't know what they are called, sir. I'm not interested. So when they kidnapped him, they believe that if we kidnap him, it's all over. Just the same way they thought that when the same way they took what do you call him, Owazrike, they took Owazrike and believed that now we have taken Owazrike, let me see who we talk, and all of them went into hiding. Only few were left. Few like Mazana and Nikalo, they left and they were fighting until Owazrike came back, and they began to see that Owazrike is no longer, or was no longer, the person they used to know. Wasn't the same Owazrike that went to jail. He came back a Nigerian Owazrike, or Nigeria Owazrike. Then Nana Nikalo have to say, no, I know there for this one. Me, I need Biafra. I don't need Nigeria. So now, When they kidnapped Mazen Nandikalu, they never knew that somebody like Okonkwo will spring up the way he is vibrating now. They never knew. As for myself, I don't even call myself because I was never I have never been talking about Biafra until Mazen Nandikalu was kidnapped. And I believe so many people they have never discussed Biafra for one day on social media, even with or without their pictures, until Mazen Nandekalo was kidnapped. So I know the talk of Simon Ekpa. When Obasanjo told them that they made a mistake, Bob Marley said, I shot the sheriff, but I couldn't shoot his deputy. He go shoot the sheriff, leave in deputy. He forget say na in deputy na him be the main target. Where you go bring down, you go the sheriff na nothing. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a person that have a good mind. Believe me, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is out today and the pressure is coming, he see people dying, he see they are sabotaging him with killing people, he would have said, okay, for the sake of these people that are dying, I don't want them to die again. Let's have the election. But they kidnapping him is the stain that this is how Biafra will come. When Pharaoh was adamant that Israel on no go anywhere, they kill this one, he said they no go. Kill this one, he said they no go. Kill until they tire. That is the same thing. Simon Ekpa, one of Obasanjo tell them say, Simon Ekpa is worst. Simon Ekpa told you, instead I will not get Biafra, I will turn to a beast. You listen, we need to understand what that statement mean. Instead, this 2023 Biafra will not come. Me, I go turn to beast. That is, anything can go down for Biafra to come. That's why when I see people making in that criminals in Finland saying drop drop Biafra for we to if Obi don't win. I say, I feel like he jumping into the TV, grabbing him, squeezing him. How dare you say they can mute? No, the statement is, Simon, I want to talk to you. Please, can you mute for Biafra? Can you mute this your Biafra agitation? Let Obi come. If Obi lose, then you continue. I said, what? And Simon said, you meet Obi. He said, so what he still went on and said, so what they are telling us is that you cannot meet. Hey, listen, some people are more than, I don't know, fools better. If you keep them, keep fools. I go collect fools, leave them all. And they tell you the truth. When they kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that was, and when you hear someone said that the greatest mistake Britain and Nigeria made was the day they rounded up with a Ejiofor and DOS to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And the worst mistake the DOS and the Ejiofor and all of them together, politicians and the traditional rulers, made as well, was accepting to deny Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's freedom, to keep him in that detention, because every second you keep him there, the costs now they are running. The traditional rulers are running. A time is coming when you will say you were governor of Enugu State. You will be only governing Enugu State from Abuja. You will govern Anambra, Imo, anywhere, Calabar, Rivers from Abuja. I'm telling you the truth. The days are here already because the people are now angry. In Imo State, in Olo, they were asking the Amifeke traditional ruler, since you said you are not aware, you are not in support of Ebubago, how dare you give them land in your community to build a settlement? Youth are beginning to, spring up like a spring, where if you press them, leave them, you go do boom. Everybody diverse. A time is coming. The same way some traditional rulers are running out of their throne now. And it's the same way you will see all these politicians, pot belly, slim belly, criminals, wicked, running out very soon. By the time now, like Mazen Nadekalo said, I am going. If you want, join me. Others can join later. Now, few are running because few are gone to get Biafra. By the time you will see, some people are waiting to see that this thing is working. You will see they run. I showed a picture of one man that is hardcore in America. Hardcore in America. He's so hardcore that when you go to in America, the time Mazen Nadekalu went to US, he was the one that arranged his hotel, arranged his flight, arranged the town hall meetings, arranged the visitation. Anybody that want to visit or see Mazen Nadekalu, speak with him, he was the one that carries his bag until Mazen Nadekalu entered flight and go. Today, he is obedient. They are waiting to see. Let's see, Simon. Has Mazen Nadekalu? Mazen Nadekalu's spirit is not Simon's spirit. You have used Mazen Nadekalu for years as a collateral to your political, greedy political positions and powers. And let me tell you, Simon cannot be your stepping stone, neither collateral to political appointment or to political corridors. It will not happen. Biafra have given it all. Biafra have sacrificed anything sacrificable. There is no amount of blood Biafra has not soaked. There is no quantity or quality of blood that Biafrans has not given for peace to reign as one Nigeria. It has not reigned. We have given Biafra we have shed our blood. Our blood has been shed for Nigeria to remain. It didn't work. Our blood has been shed for Biafra to come, and you are saying it will not come. Then you will be your own blood will be the reason why you will give in your own blood to tell us it will not come. Then you will see how your blood will be trampled upon to go and get Biafra. Anybody today that believe that he is greater than every Biafran that have died, we die. And the painful part of it is that when you die as a stumbling block, you will never be remembered as a Biafran. You'll be remembered as a fool, a coward, an ingrate of what our ancestors has done. An ingrate, a wicked ingrate that cannot see the value of 70 million Biafran bloods. Thank you, Mazi.
Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die, I swear to God Almighty in heaven. Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians are.
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I don't know why the thing just froze.
Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die, I swear to God Almighty in heaven,
now, please.
Because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians.
Am I coming out?
Yes, you are.
Oh, what's happening? Yeah, I can hear you now, but I don't know why it's frozen. I'm not even seeing it. Okay, let me see if I can refresh.
Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians are.
Let's everyone just hang on. Let me refresh. I don't know. It's hanging. I'm not seeing anything. So let me refresh to see if I can have network problem. What's going on? What's going on? My stuff is frozen. Okay, let me refresh, please.
All these streams are having problems now.
Mazi Ogongo, please take the mic, please, while we wait for Kelechi to come back.
All right. I think Mazi Kelechi is refresher. Is this original Sonny or fake one? Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mazi 247, Mazi Chuk Survivor, Mazi Gaddafi, Mazi. I greet everybody. I will go straight to the point. No time to waste time. You know, I've been listening, and our hand points so much. We are pointing to expose more about those infiltrators in Finland, those Fulani blood Finland people who want to slow what we're doing by trying to, to make themselves relevant. And we will help them to make themselves relevant if it is what they wish. One thing they must understand in this our struggle is that Mazi Simon Ekpa is a gift given to us from God. Nobody can stop it. They have to put it in their mind. And it is not must that everybody should be a freedom fighter. But what we want you to do is to collaborate with those who want to save you. Since your hand is not on to receive money from God, those who gives you the money where their hand they reach to God, respect them. I'm talking to those people in Finland. And if you check all their names, none of them are using telephone name, iPhone 2, iPhone 3, S4. Look at their names, sounding like the name of Chinese machine. So these kind of people are the people that are getting Biafra for us. I have said it. Whether they like it or not, it is even more going to be worse for them when they betray Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi say he's not going to kill anybody.
Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians.
Okay. Should I continue? Oh, yeah.
Hello? Yes, I'm coming out.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my, I don't know what is going on. The thing is just freezing from here. I don't know what kind of...
Mazi Kelechi, don't worry. Just stay like that. We will continue from here for you. Okay. So that you will not crash everything. Mazi Ogongo was speaking before you came back. So let him continue.
Okay, so, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mazi Kelechi. So what we're doing is that we are trying to teach them what they don't know.
From the perspective of those guys in Finland, and in relation to what Mazi Nnamdi have said, that we would get Biafra or we would die, or everything in the zoo will go down. And yet we have these men who are in Finland asking us if we're the ones killing, when before now they have seen that when we raised the Biafra flag, they were killing us. Have been bombarding, and none of them saying anything. Now, what would be your definition of someone who is a Nigerian in relation to someone who is intellectual?
These are the same people we're talking about. I didn't hear Mazi Kelechi very well. Oh, wait.
Right on with your submission is in line because of his network. Just right on.
Yes, okay. I think I was saying the same thing already. Some of the things that he was asking. So what I'm saying here in the nutshell is, I've had two survivors spoke. I have every one of us here speak. We are pointing the rating, the character of some stupid people that are infiltrators in this Igbo, that they answered Igbo association, but these are Fulani bloods. I'm telling you, if you look at them, even their height, they be like all these Aboki that used to do Tinkapan, all those days where we are home. When you are telling them that Hausa Abagoka, one was asking those who are killing the people, and the answer Ndibo in Finland, they have never come out one day and make a press about the people that died in the Yamufu. And maybe some of them also you see they are from Enugu and all the whole places where these things are happening. They are persisting. So now, one of the strategy they were paid to do is they want to slow Mazi Simon down. They think that when they jump out, Mazi Simon will be shivering. Oh, Igbos in Finland, so that they will not reject me. They don't know that that time, say, well, Mazi Simon is like a rubber band. The more you draw him, the more money he tight. That's the problem. There are people that are called in this thing. All of you in Finland that are conspiring against this struggle, you should repent too. Because when Biafra come, I got born in Nampo. I born in Nampo. I put you that is your when it comes. We want you to support the Eastern Security Network. And if you don't know what to say, not inside. Because the movement of Biafra is bigger than you. And none of them have been following Simon. They are asking questions. They don't follow Simon on Twitter. They don't follow Simon on YouTube. They don't even know the broker Simon is doing. But they are just there. That's why they could jump out like Wawa and begin to write nonsense. Now Vanguard help you to crucify you. Radio without battery, jam radio with battery. Then Ruzie local news. Now, all of them, one of them say all of us are Biafra, all of us are this same Biafra. You know, we are that one name. Look at their faces, you see that these people, they are sold. They are political minded people. And Simon knew who they are. And I also want to correct Mazi Simon for the other one, something Oji Ibis or something, the one that is big, that Mazi Simon is saying, yeah, he's a good man, but although he's a political man. I want to tell Mazi Simon that any politician is a politician. There is no small politician and big one. I said it on my broadcast before. If you listen to one of the clips, Sonny played it from Mas Moreau, the Mas Moreau from the pastor that died. He said that no politician is your friend. You must know that. Any politician is a politician. That's why you cannot combine politics with the things of God. It is a lie. Forget all these things they're quoting. And we, Biafra freedom fighter, we are not a political people. Any woman that is claimed to be political, remain who you are, but don't use your political stomach that is in the front and come and destroy what we're doing. It won't work. And don't you know dragon? You cannot hit your hand at the tip away carry sasa. Your hand go break. So all your conspiracies is clear. And we are helping you to promote your conspiracy. So do not bother about that one. We will help you to publicize you. So may God bless you. But what I'm saying is, anybody who plant what you plant, in the due time, you're going to reap it. But we're in the Simon Sora in Finland. Like Mazi Kelechi said before, Simon is not alone. When you talk to Simon, you're talking to us. When you insult to Simon, you are also insulting us, because we are all getting Biafra and he's our spokesperson. When any one of you respond badly to Mazi Simon, the other one where they holler for that news, for that I could say broadcast they had or meeting that Simon took out. Look at them. He can't even bring a genuine argument. Was asking a question like people when they in the national. These are the people that we call Igbos. All of them are Fulani bloods. So they must repent and get out of the way. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi Kelechi, are you back? Can you speak so we know if you're back and if you're okay with your sister? Okay. At this point, network is trying to mess us up, and we thank God that we have clocked 2 hours and 10 minutes on top of the hour. So, my message to Biafrans is that Biafrans should understand that anyone that stands against what we are doing was never talking about Biafra in the first place. Because when you listen to all those videos and audios from Finland, mind you, it is not only Finland that you are having these non-entities. The idiosyncrasy that you saw in the mindset and the body language of those people in Finland is not exceptional to the people in Finland. This is the same thing that happens in every other countries of residence. I can tell you where I am. I face all these morons in numbers, where you will be in a meeting and then they will be asking you that their hope is on Obi. But these are the same people that will still come back when their villages are burnt down by the terrorists. And they'll be saying, oh, terrorists are killing us. I ask one simple question. How is Obi going to stop Boko Haram for you? Nobody can answer. All you hear them say is that, let Obi enter first. After Obi enter first, you will now be able to control. I ask you, how can you be able to control something which you don't even have a clue of it? You don't have the structure of it. You're not part and parcel of the cabals, and you want to go and have control of it. Because when we tell people, they don't listen to us. Biafrans are being massacred and killed every day. From that video that we played, it was in the 60s. And here we are in 2022. And somebody have rightly opened his mouth, shamingly, to say, back down from Biafra and then let Obi go first. After we have finished being mesmerized by Fulani in 2023, in February, you will now come back to have a rethink of what your life will be like. I assure you that
after Afghanistan template.
Yes, I assure you that before you come back from that election in February, your villages and communities would have all been desolated. Because if autopilot should back down from what they are doing today, you see what is happening in the north? All your communities will be burned down in one day. You are having your hopes on the Fulani stooges that you have as governors and senators and rulers. You have made the worst mistake of your lives. Ask yourself one question and then give us this answer. Where are these Igbo brothers and sisters, Igbo rulers and leaders, Igbo community rulers, Ohanezendi Igbos and governors and Yoshi? Where are they? For how long now that terrorists have been ravaging your community? Instead of them to set up a security that will fight the terrorists, they set up a security that fights you because you are fighting the terrorists. Soludo came into power, and since Soludo came into power, Soludo has never for once paraded a Fulani man that has been captured in Anambra. I have not also seen Dave Umay present any Fulani man that has been captured by Ebubagu. I have not seen Iguain present any Fulani man, terrorist, that has been captured by Ebubagu. Hopeless Usodima has not given us any Fulani man that has been captured by Ebubagu or their joint task force or their volunteer or special force. Now, the pick in the Greek, Dokubo, has not as well shown us any Fulani man that came to kill our people that they captured with their special forces of terrorists that they have. This is for you to understand the reasons why ESN must continue to work strong. The reasons why autopilot must continue to work strong and do what they are doing, because if we stop what they are doing, they will kill us all. All these people that you see that were having this meeting with Mazi Simon, making noise on the media and assembling us from one place to another, asking us questions about obedience, reputation, and damages, and Tinubu, and all whatnot. If you ask any of them, do any of you that is even talking has PVC to vote for the Obi that you are canvassing and supporting here? None of them has the PVC. None of them has the PVC to support Obi. But they only come to the social media to make the noise, to gather the crowd, to confuse that we're supposed to have gone in line with the Biafran project, to make sure that we fire one Nigeria until they get it on their scrotum. These are all people that are so confused. Is it because one Nigeria has been designed in a way that you become confused, you remain vulnerable, you remain useless, and you become remotely channeled? You become a slave, you become a beggar, so that anytime that they come and tell you there is poo-poo in the mountain, you prefer to go and dig poo-poo instead of going to look for food to eat. Because you can't tell me that in your right senses, you have been massacred since 1960, and you have tried all your elders and leaders to be the leaders or rulers of one Nigeria. It never worked. Go back to Azikiwe. Go back to Ironsi. Go back to Evans Ewerem. Go back to Ayim Pius Ayim. Now go back to who again? Goodluck Jonathan. Who will, there are many, many numbers that I can't even mention all of them. But all their position in authority cannot safeguard your life and cannot change anything, because all of them continues to make the same mistake of relying on a structure and a contraption that they don't understand the secrecy of that contraption. The secrecy of the contraption of one Nigeria is about killing all of you to make sure the Islamization project stands. We are not backing down, and we have made our stand. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 has been a Biafran day of mandate, which you have to save and keep, because those are significant days that will play significant roles in what we are doing. I stop here for now. Mazi Chuk's survival, please, you have to say something and send a message to the people that are listening to these morons that call themselves a World Legal Congress.
I'm sorry, Sonny. Before we move on, I want you to remember that it will be necessary for us to take calls.
I think
Gaddafi
is also here.
After we finish talking, calls will open, and the calls will not take long because we still have is it 40 minutes to go.
Master, if I don't forget, the banner of the fundraising after this week have to come out now.
Okay, we will look into that. Thank you for reminding me. Mazi Survivor, you may fire on while we wait for Mazi Kelechi, because he is the one to display the number on the screen for us. We can't even display the number from here. We don't have access to the studio. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you, please.
Thank you, my brother, fellow Biafrans, and my fellow comrades here. I appreciate every one of you. On the issue at hand, and when we are talking about the people who claim to be Biafrans who are in Finland, who have come together to showcase to the world how they are and what they are made of. You see, sometimes it's very good for some of these videos to be played so that we will know the people we are dealing with. Because sometimes when we talk about the issue of the way people behave and the attitude of certain people towards this very struggle, sometimes you begin to limit it as you say that it's only people who are not educated or people who are in Nigeria who are not informed and all that. But I can tell you, all those guys you saw in that very video, all of them are living in Finland. They have access to all the informations. They have their network and they are seeing everything we are doing on media. They are seeing information. They are flying right, left, and center. But yet, they decide to shut their ears and eyes close to that, and they are focused on the personal evil agenda. When you see the way they were speaking, you'll be wondering. The only thing that will make them to speak in that manner is either out of their jealousy, out of their envy, out of their cowardice. I can't say it's out of ignorance, because ignorance is not an excuse. I don't think any one of them is ignorant among them there. They all know what they are doing. If somebody can come out boldly and tell you that I was supporting Biafra, I'm a part of Biafra, I support Biafra, including financially, but now I want to go for Peter Obi. And you ask him, why do you want to go for Peter Obi? What is your reason? What did you see? Is there any green light you saw in there? He has nothing to tell you. He will tell you, and let us just try. And then if we fail, we come and start again. So why don't he allow us to try the one that we are not, this very one that we have never been tried in a lifetime? Why don't he allow this very strategy that has never been tested at any point in time? The only thing that needs to be tried now is the strategy that we are following to stop the election by all means possible. That's the only thing that has not been tried. And this time it is going to be tried. And for those of them who are thinking that maybe just as they used to say before, they will call the election, it's not going to happen later, they will call it off. You are a dreamer. If you're one of those who is thinking that maybe somehow things are going to change, you are a dreamer. The autopiloted IPOB you are seeing today is that autopiloted IPOB that Mazen Nandekano spoke about. The Mazen Nandekano, the IPOB, he told you that they are consistency personified. That is the IPOB you are seeing today. What you see is what you get. When you hear no election, it is no election. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter the angle you are coming from. It doesn't matter your own strategy, whatever you plan. Go ahead with whatever you think is going to work for you. What you think is going to work for you, go ahead with it. Just like Master Samuel responded to them when they were telling him to lower the pressure, to come down. He told them, it is you that has to mute. Or why don't you focus on your OB? Just focus on your OB, whatever, and forget about us. Just pretend as if you're not seeing us. Why do they have to call you to send you to come and begin to distract people who are fighting for their freedom? Why do they have to send you? Why do they have to send you? Why don't you mute yourself? And you have the God to come and tell us to mute about speaking about our freedom. That thing that matters to every one of us.
Imagine.
The genuine means of freedom, the genuine one that is something that is guaranteed, that you will know that as soon as we're going, if everybody can come on board and we'll march and we'll do it the way it is going to work. You want us to mute. And you now that want to gamble as usual, the gambling you have been doing, right from independence, it has been all gambling. Right from independence of the Zulu Republic, it has always been gambling. It is going to be better. It's going to be, but I can tell you, trace from all the government you have seen in the Zulu Republic, every new government becomes worse than the past. You can never see any new government, they say, okay, this new government is better than the past. The new government, because even Abacha, Obasanjo that came before, after Abacha, the government of Abacha was better than that of Obasanjo. Go and check it. There has never been any new government that come, they will say, this one is better than the past. It will always be worse. And who told you that Peter Obi will be different? On which way, which angle? Peter Obi that cannot even be bold enough to demand for the release of his own brother. It's not even a question of a brother now. It's not a question of a brother. To demand for the right of the citizen of that very country, whom court have pronounced and say, let him go. Fear could not let him to speak in the open and say, why are you still holding this man that they told you to let go? But a coward in the north, is boldly in the open, not in the hidden place, in the open, telling the whole world that their own people will not support any man that will come out to fight against the terrorists. That was the statement behind the whole world. You and I know that the bandits they gave them is the baptism. It is the terrorists. And this man came out and said that anybody that wants to come to the government to fight the terrorists, will not be voted for in the North. He said it before everybody. The whole world had it.
He said that they are warriors.
That they are warriors.
Against who?
And look at you there. Look at you there. Your own brother who is fighting for a legitimate cause, self-determination, which is the right of every human being, supported by international law, supported by African law, state law, supported by Nigerian law itself, self-determination. Your brother was granted freedom in their own court by their own lawyer, and they denied him that freedom. You can't even come out and make a case for him. You dare not mention his name while you are speaking. Look at the governors in the Southeast. They are busy. They are busy turning Biafrans against themselves. That is what they're doing. Why in the northern part of Nigeria, which is the place we know that the whole terrorist group in the world have their groups there. All the terrorists in the world have their group in the north, and they have captured areas. In fact, a governor came out and confessed that the terrorists are administering some areas. Their intent was on local government. And yet, there is no uproar in the north. They have not invited the military to take over. They have not even recruited their hunters to fight against their terrorists. But look at you. Mazen Nandekano established the ESN. Yeah.
Do you remember one man that Simon did that did exposition based on the military academy that was attacked last time? Do you remember that? Is it Kunle something? A Yoruba man who was a major that retired. He did an exposition.
Yeah. I remember. That's right.
Remember, he mentioned that all these bandits and Boko Haram, some of the governors and some of the, I could say, the politicians and the House of Rep also, there are people he mentioned that knows about it. So,
of course, my brother, you see, that is the most. You see, sometimes when you see some of this is we are saying here, you know, when we say it because we are saying it on social media, they will think maybe we're making it up. But everything you and I are saying here, somebody have said it in their own conventional media, an insider. This very man you call about this Kulena spoke about the way he said that even in Asorok, that members of Boko Haram are in Asorok. Some of them are governors. Some of them are in the House of Assembly. He said it before the whole world in their own National Assembly. He said it in their conventional media. But when we come here to say it, some people think it's just we are making it up, or maybe it's a blackmail or a propaganda. But still, in that same note, you and I know, they are not going after them. But in our own side, where the only plan that we have with the ESN, which Mazen Nandekano made it, he explained it in his broadcast before ESN was launched. ESN was not launched to go and fight the police. It was not launched to go and fight the army. It was not launched to go and fight any innocent person anywhere. It was not launched to go and fight any other, even no matter your religion. It was not meant to fight for you. It was meant to fight against the terrorists in the bushes.
The bushmeat.
He stated it very clear. He said that ESN is not Biafran army. That when he's going to launch Biafran army, the whole world will know about that. It was a security outfit to secure our land against the terrorists. He spelled it out. Against the terrorists. And when this ESN was launched, every one of us saw the havoc the number 4th most dangerous terrorist organization in the world was causing in the Southeast. They saw it. And Mazen Nandekano did not just wake up to go and form it. He wrote to these governors. He wrote to them, secure your land. Form a security outfit to secure your land. They refused. They pretended as if they didn't hear him. Not until when Mazen Nandekano went out of his way to form the Eastern Security Network. Then instead of them to back up the Eastern Security Network, what did they do? They went and formed an anti-one, a one that would come and fight against the legitimate organization that Mazen Nandekano have formed. And since then, what have you seen? It has been trouble, havoc from east, west, north, and south. Okay, look at Amoteku. Have you ever had any protest against Amoteku? Have you ever had Amoteku killing innocent person? At least we can see in video where Amoteku has a face-off with the Fulanis. We have seen them arrest cows. We have seen them have confrontation with the military while they were trying to protect their land. But the only thing you can record about Ebubago in the Southeast is killing Biafran people, going after people, kidnapping. That is the only thing you record about them. And the most painful thing is that in this generation, you still see some people. I saw a video that came out where youths were going to recruit themselves in Ebubag. That same Ebubag that you protested the whole southeastern states. 5 eastern states protested and say, we do not want them. And you still see youths going out to declare themselves enemy to the people. And tomorrow when you die, you say you have been killed. This is how dangerous it has become. Just like you said, my brother, no politician is your friend. No politician, not even one, from your local government to the highest, none of them is your friend. Every one of them is an instrument in the hand of the caliphate, and they are all protecting that one Nigeria that makes their bank accounts to be fat. That is what they care about. They don't care about you, including this London boy that you see. He only wants to make a name for himself as the first Igbo man that was elected as the president in Nigeria. He is not going there to change your life. Neither is he going there to make a case for you. If he will make a case for you, he will start now that he has not sworn the oath. Do you think that after this idiot must have sworn the 1999 Constitution as an oath, that he will come and stand for you as a Biafran? You are a dreamer. The best thing for us to do now is to thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama for giving us somebody who can stand his ground, unchanging, unwavering, consistently moving forward on the countdown. And the best thing for you as a Biafran, pay attention. 23rd of February, 24th of February, 26th of February, 27th of February, 28th of February. Prepare yourself and wait for what is coming. We are not coming here to make you afraid or to make you happy or to give you the reality of things. Prepare yourself. Every information you need is available. But when you choose the other way around, to give out your life, to sacrifice yourself, you have yourself to be blamed and your blood will be on your head. Thank you, my brothers.
Thank you, Mazi. Since the network has not allowed our anchor to come up in time, please, if you have our numbers, our lines are open now. Because our anchor is having issues from its end, we cannot display the numbers on the screen. So please, you can call our numbers in now to make your contributions to the broadcast. While we wait, Mazi 247, you may say something to keep the house on while our callers will be calling in.
Okay. My brother, if I tell you that there are still things left in this mouth to come out, I dey lie.
Oh,
I
as
don't.
you go, I beg no vex. Play us music from your end. Just play, make the sound they come in so that we cheer up the studio a bit.
All right.
On your speaker so that it go wom 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 wom.
Udo.
Okay.
Please, dear friends, we pasted some of our numbers on the comment section from where you're watching from. You can call us in from there.
People everywhere.
Increase the volume to more. Increase the volume.
What you don't know is bigger than you.
Are you talking to me?
As I make you increase the volume of the music, or you bring it close to your microphone.
The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. Ah, he defend me, yo, yeah. Mama, he defend me, yo, yeah. If they search you, he defend me, yo, yeah. Sabo to us, he defend me, yo, for you. Copy that, copy them fools everywhere. Copy that, I'm all you depend me, you. It is your tree, you depend me, you. Sample 2, I see depend me, you. You brother man, you know. God, God, you know. But the water pastor, love you. I can't see how I go on. I get young, I will get me. All day, yeah, give me some Biafra. Mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, not good defense. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, we're not good defense. Yo, he depends me, yo, for you. He depends me, yo, Gaga. Africans, he depends me, yo, Gaga. Listen, G, he depends me, yo, Gaga. Ah, he depends me, yo, Gaga. I'm all he depends me, yo, Gaga. I don't know what's wrong with you. Where's the legality of a blonde man? My God. So I'm not much respect. Yeah, he depends me, yo, for you. He depends me, yo, Gaga. Africans, he depends me, yo, Gaga. Listen, G, he depends me, yo, Gaga.
Okay, I think what we should do is to pin our number on each our Facebook or YouTube so that anybody can call. And I pin my number now for calls. You go see them. So in case you want to call into the program, call straight into the program.
Majugo, please check the comment section. From inside the studio, just check the comment section. Copy the number the way I pasted the 3 numbers. Copy it and pin in your side. Majugo, do some, Mazi, choose whatever you do some, please. Just copy the 3 of them as I put there in the comment section. So that when you pin like that, it will go through all the platforms.
So you see my name there. You can see my name I've changed to my number so anybody can call.
Okay. Maybe I'll do the same thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Let me just copy everything here and then edit my name and put it.
So the callers, you can call in now, call in and make your own contribution. Our time is ticking. Perhaps the dragon will be here. Mazi Gaddafi is at work, I think.
No, he had something to run up to.
Okay.
That's why he left. He had something to run up to. So, dear friends, you have the numbers displayed there on the screen. You just have to call any of the numbers and give your contributions and comments. Please, Majugo, please play the music again. We still have some time here before our time elapses. Majugo, give us music. Oh.
Yes, I come. Okay, I pinned the numbers now. It's like the one I pinned before wasn't correct. So now you get the right this thing. So Abeg, just call into the program. One time, one hand. We move people. Make I look for our music. No say we get our music. They don't they give me water for call for here. Okay, now Mazi, go on.
Yeah, good evening.
There was sir.
247.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. How are they?
Good day, bam.
I dey show na good handwork for as una dey do am as they make me dey happy. They listen to everything I dey talk this evening. I really appreciate you guys' hard job. You know, it's not that easy, but it will be easy. Every road that starts with a hard step will always come to an end with a good one.
Oduduwa, you say.
And Mundi Shike, Oduduwa Konogo, you got to go. If things does not happen the way it is, I don't think any of us should be in this position we are today.
Exactly.
Personally myself, I know a lot of people were used to carry this Biafra things in their head. Some of my friends. Now, most of them are P2B. And some of them, I don't talk to them because of this. Because they're the one who make me, they're the one who was saying, Biafra. I used to talk down on them, saying, I won't read Biafra no general. But it seems like those ones who are in the front now, at once now, falling behind. And those of us who don't even believe in it, now I don't want to put this in my head.
As the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first.
Yeah. It hurts me honestly when you see people that you think they are focused on what they are doing, and at the end of the day, you see like little thing will just get them off from the track of where they are going, you know. And my own personal opinion in the whole thing is just like this year is our year. And nothing will ever change it. And whoever thinks he knows how to kill, he has blood in his own vein, not water. You know?
Yeah.
And whoever thinks he knows how to, you never think you know how to be evil person. Other people know how to be more evil than the person who thinks he's an evil person. Just because you have that godly conscience in your heart, you know how to consider other people before you do things. You know, I'll keep on giving you guys 100% for what you guys are doing. And you guys have shown a lot of things that all these fights, those ones who are clamoring of Biafra all these years, they're just there for their own selfish benefit.
Thank you.
It's like the comment of Oyendu's younger brother who said what Oyendu said to him. That to tell you that this so-called man, if I he's just like kind of making things to calm people down because of he's working with the enemy. And definitely the ones who were just going the same direction and are not saying exactly what Simon was saying, because Simon is just like a man who just came without nobody knows when he comes into that position to do what he's doing today, because that's the spirit that lead him to be where he is today. And to be honest with you, the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first.
Thank you, Maz.
My brother, open a carry go.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate my greetings to everybody in that platform, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
May God continue to bless every one of you, and I give you guys your own desire, every of you your holy desire, and every one of us we shall see the Biafra flag flying in our own country called Biafra.
Thank you, Mazi. Well done.
All hail Biafra. All Biafra.
Biafra.
A caller from here. A caller from here, please. May I go on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mazi on the phone. You may go on, please. Biafrans are listening. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening to you people, my brothers.
There we
I greet you all, sir. You are all great men, and we are happy to have you people in this our generation time. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for the work you people are doing, because it's not easy. From out of you have work, you mapping out your time for educating us all in this journey that we are embarked on. So I thank you. So regarding the people in Finland,
Mazi, please. Mazi, please.
We also
send your message not only to the people in Finland, because we have many of those sects in every other country. So let them know that It is not only in Finland, they are shattered everywhere.
Exactly. What you say is absolutely right. Even in Germany, even where I am also calling you from, in Istanbul, Turkey. So it's everywhere. So, but all we can say, all I want to contribute here is that we should channel our energy, or even we also have right to ask that Obi of a man, why can't he use his ability and say, okay, you people should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that this Biafra will stop. As Gumi is advocating for his own people, warriors. All these people that are calling Simon or calling for a meeting or telling to Melo or not to Melo, why can't them tell who sent them that they should call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released if they want things to calm down? Because this is only the time that we have. What Simon is doing is best for everybody, for all of us interest. For 60 years or 50 years, we have been on the same story. Let us make another experiment. Let us try this time. If we fail, there is no harm in trial. This opportunity, let us make this mistake, because B2B has been a governor now. He has been in the same system, and he will not going to change anything for us. So they should allow us to make this mistake if they say we are going to make a mistake. So for me, this is where I stand, and in one Biafra I stand.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi.
We are all going to come to the same country when it's achieved.
Thank
we
you,
are
Mazi.
all Biafrans. So thank you, comrades. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Mazi. God bless you. Thank you. We have callers there. Two 4-7. You have callers from your end.
No caller from my end.
When they say IPOB, Biafra people, autopilot, that we are causing wahala. There is one question that they have not tend to ask. The massacre that is ongoing in southern Kaduna, is it IPOB that is causing it?
That's the question.
So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we are not fighting for Biafra to lord it on anybody, and we are not just fighting for Biafra, for the Biafrans, we are fighting for every oppressed in one Nigerian contraption. Some people don't even reason to understand that the freedom of the Biafran people will free every other person in southern Kaduna that has been maimed, raped, cut to pieces, desolated of their communities. Imagine that you say there is a sitting president, but you have IDP camps in a community where people were living before. Now, how do we shut down this studio? Because our anchor is not here. And Mazi Simon has just come live now, or maybe he's playing a video of, what's the title? The leaked audio of the secret closed door meeting on the 18th of December 2022. We needed to have round up because we are waiting for calls, and our anchor is not yet back to the studio. I hope he can remotely shut down the studio when it is time. The question that is dangling on the neck of people is, the people that are being butchered and killed and massacred and moved from their communities to IDP camps in southern Kaduna, is it IPOB that is causing them, or is it the autopilot, or is it the Biafran people that are causing the death of the southern Kaduna people? Or the people in Borno, or the people in Sokoto, or even those in Abuja, or those in Benue. What necessitated Governor Autumn of Benue State to set up security outfit? Was it IPOB? Was it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Or was it the Biafran people? Or was it Eastern Security Network? IDP camps don't scatter full one Nigeria. And nobody can just look into the faces of the terrorists in government and tell them what they need to know and understand. Who will bail the cat? The emergence and the freedom of the Biafran people will be the beginning of freedom to every other countries, especially the people of Southern Kaduna. We come here all the time to create the awareness and to keep our people abreast so that they will not fall victim of what is to come. Do you know
the reason why I said you should call on WhatsApp is,
do you know the amount of people that are being massacred in Southern Kaduna each and every day? Nigerian government are not giving you the report. Now, why it is very, very alarming that they are talking about IPOB and the Biafran people is because we have refused to allow this massacre to penetrate into the interior part of our land. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not set up ESN, you will not even have somewhere to talk now. Now every day you go to pack dead bodies, go bury. If you say that you have rulers and leaders and they are alive and they are still ruling you now, then none of them can speak up to the power that faces us. How about if there was no ESN? The people of Southern Kaduna that are being massacred every day and they are chopped into pieces. Is it IPOB? Is it autopilot? Is it the Biafran agitators that are causing the death in that side? When Gumi said, do not vote anybody that will make sure that the Fulani Caliphate and their soldiers are destroyed against their Fulanization agenda. All of you were clapping now. All the Igbo elites, they were clapping. Can they challenge Gumi? No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only said, it is either Biafra or nothing more. We are talking about freedom. And they say they must kill him.
Abarawa, please let the people know that we only receive WhatsApp calls. They are calling me on the SIM card of Nokia 310, so I can't pick it.
Please call us on WhatsApp so that when we put it on loudspeaker, people can hear you. The Nokia 310 cannot increase the volume of the voice to come out. Call us on WhatsApp, please. That Nokia 310, now work, now for work, now we use them for. Call us with the internet phone, please. Now, people that are shouting that our strategies are not good, ask them, say, what are the strategies?
Sonny, please.
Yes, sir.
You pressed my number there, and that is not the number I use for. People are calling me there. I don't like it, please. And they are calling me privately also. I don't know. I don't know why people should choose to call privately. That's not my number. Because I'm not picking it. I don't know why all the number they see there is only this one.
The same person I've been calling privately and I directed him. So what did they want? It's WhatsApp, or you call Telegram, or you can even call what is it called? Signal. We can pick it up, no problem. All the numbers you see here, we have it
I'm not
on.
a big private number with my phone,
Okay, I think I have a good person now calling on there. Hello, Maz. Good evening. Are you calling for the program, sir?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Can you go on, sir? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm calling from Yuzu.
Okay, then more kingdom. Go on.
I'm calling to appreciate you guys for the good work people are doing for us. because they thought they have kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra will come to an end. They don't know that another radical person will come out. Well, thank you guys. We are behind you guys. We can't wait for Biafra to come.
Biafra is here already.
Thank you guys for yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, good work. Good night.
Thank you. God bless you. That is very short and simple. Wonderful. God bless you, my brother.
Okay. I changed that one.
Where those people where they call for Nokia 310? When I call for WhatsApp, Telegram, anyone, if you like to answer. When I know what they call Ovu, they also get them an app call. Very soon now, me I will create my own app for calling. Yeah, for calling. What a chance, why not? Even indeed do much on the radio, why not? Radio JFRC. Nanda, you go talk by now. Just like that. You get one mugu where they assist where they call a Vance somebody, they make noise. And I want to comment all our people on the comment section. Then they hit bad people. Not you see, you see some of our comrades on the comment section, and they see the battle. People like blessed know them. Then they hear. If you mess up, they go hammer you. And you need to change them plenty here now. You know. They're fighting for us.
The warriors, they here, and I think we are rounding up, or we should be closing, because Kelechi, I don't know why Kelechi cannot come back at all. How do we end the program? I think everybody should end. We should close the program officially. Then we end by removing our channels, unpairing our channels, because Simon is live. So I think we should be rounding up. We should round up. No, we should be rounding up. Let us round up, but not rounding up on personal on this program, because they round up on people now, and they're rounding up on houses, people's houses, and they're rounding up on Mazena and they can. We know they round up on anybody. Now program we want round up.
Yes, so.
Okay, me, I go start by saying, Biafrans, una well done, well. Una try well. I go only beg, make everybody remain steadfast. We the win, we are winning. And by the grace of God, we go win. We go meet you for Simon program. Thank you for joining us, and all my comrades. Una well done, una they do well. May God strengthen all of us. We go enter Biafra together. By the grace of
God.
Yes.
We know if we go live on.
It's like I have a caller here.
We know if we go live on.
Look at the time. It's 3 hours. See, we can go live. All we do.
We have ended the program.
You see what we do? We will log out. Everybody will unpair their channels. Then we will call Kelechi. I believe Kelechi should be listening to us. Kelechi will then remove his studio. Once he turn off his studio, everybody will be officially out.
If he is able to turn off his studio, fine. But if he's not, if he's still having issues with the network, we don't go live.
He will lock down the window. If he just off his gadget, the whole thing will go off. But let us try and close first.
We salute you all and we say, keep up the faith and remain steadfast. And remember 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 is the D-Day of the turning point of Biafra. We tell you, say, stay inside the house that day. No come out to obey and save your life and save us the loss of remaining in one Nigeria. They go from here. Mazi Jukes, time please. Unmute.
Fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you who have been patient with us up to this time. I say, may Chukwuka be my guide and protect every one of you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being there. And I ask you to remain steadfast. Victory is sure. No matter what you see, you will not change your focus. be focused on that freedom. The countdown continues. We are consistency personified. If anybody tells you we are stopping, we are not stopping until we get to Biafra. Thank you and stay blessed.
Thank you. Macho Godbo, your time, please.
Yes, Biafra, no time to waste time because we're already Biafra land. So let's all of us troop here and listen to Master Simon Ekpa, who's coming live now. I want to thank all my comrades. May God bless you. Those on the comment section, I will see you again tomorrow. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Biafrans. From here, from us, it is good evening.
Bye.
And we'll catch you from the other end.
So Kelechi, I beg you, switch off the studio.
So please, everyone should unpair so that when it turns off with PC, we will go off.
Yes, Kelechi, I beg, just off your studio. Just switch and off so that we'll be able to stream Simon or do other things with our own studio.